So while some on CNN are giving Biden criticism, as you just referenced, others are praising the president's leadership, even as Americans are left stranded in Afghanistan.
I'm sure that if Joe Biden had an opportunity to sit back and pick and choose which catastrophes he was going to deal with at which point, he would have chosen it differently. But at the end of the day, I think the president of the United States has done a damn good job.
Here to react, Fox News contributor Joe Concha. And Joe, I'm just assuming you have a lovely reaction to this. But look, if we could choose catastrophes, I'm pretty sure we would choose none of them.
Well, that's right. This whole thing, in other words, the Biden administration, Jillian, says that what happened in Afghanistan was inevitable and there was going to be this messy exit. It didn't have to be this way. It really didn't. You know, if you used Bagram Air Base, for example, to evacuate Americans, that would have been better than using Kabul International Airport. It's like going to Newark Airport or JFK here in New York and saying, OK, you're going to handle this instead of, the air base controlled by our military and not the Taliban. We would have done this in the winter, when fighting season is over for ISIS and they're back in their bases in Pakistan. We would have got Americans all out before we started evacuating the military. These are three very basic things that could have been done. So to say, well, this is a damn good job, as that CNN analyst is saying, it's ridiculous, because an overwhelming number of Americans, Jillian, believe the president has done a horrific job on Afghanistan. A damn good job does not include leaving Americans behind, as we're seeing right now. And this is going to be a story that isn't going to go away like the Biden administration wants, Jillian. It's going to go on for weeks, months, maybe even years, based on what happens going forward out of Afghanistan.
And we wouldn't have Americans and others on planes right now in northern Afghanistan trying to get out of there, but they can't because the Taliban apparently won't let the planes leave. You talked about the president's, some of the numbers there. Let's bring them up so people can see, because these are the approval ratings dropping to a new low. And the question is, do you approve or disapprove of the job Joe Biden is doing as president? 51% disapprove, but 43% approve. Joe, what do you think they're approving of?
That's interesting. I'd love to have, some onion rings and go bowling with those folks sometime to hear exactly what they think is going well, because we see, Jillian, inflation is an overwhelming concern right now among Americans. We see crime spiking again in American cities across the country. We obviously see a U.S. southern border that is anything but secure, and now Afghanistan as well. So we live in a more expensive country to live in right now because of inflation, a less safe country because of Afghanistan, possible terror attacks out of there, and plus just in our own cities by, unfortunately, our own people, we're seeing those spikes as well. So when it's more expensive and obviously less safe, that's not a good place to be. So 43% approve, that's not a good number, but you got to look under the numbers, Jillian. And independents now, Joe Biden is polling in the low to mid 30s, and those are the people that decide elections in Arizona, Georgia, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania.
Absolutely. Yep. Got to keep an eye on those independents. Good point there.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.